Good morning, children. Welcome to this e-session on English. So as you were all there in yesterday's class, like we did till paragraph number 11. Now this paragraph 11, 9, 10, 11 explanation, I think I have done it for grade 9A section, section A, but not for section B. Section B students, I'll be doing it once you will come back to the class. For online sessions, I think you might have understood when I was teaching you to A section students. Now let us go with paragraph number 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we are planning to finish off this lesson by today so that we can start off with a new chapter from Monday on. Okay. So I'll be reading out paragraph number 12 till 17. So you please pay attention and make sure you are underlining the words that you have doubts in, okay? And please pay attention to the pronunciation of each and every word that I will be reading out. Now, paragraph number 12 from page number 49 of English textbook Beehive. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his general theory of relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspapers proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. Paragraph number 13. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. Now let me explain you these two paragraphs, paragraph number 12 and 13. So what happened previously in previous paragraphs is that Einstein, he proposed his theory of relativity in the year 1905. I was so worried, I thought that my phone is gone. Yeah. So as I told in previous paragraphs, we have understood that Einstein got married to Mileva Maric in 1919 and he divorced her. I mean, they both got divorced in the same year. And also in the same year, he got married to his cousin named Elsa. Then that was related to his personal life. Now what happened to his career? What happened? How his career was boosting up? So Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his race to the world fame. His new chapter here, children, means his new chapter related to his personal life, okay? Because he got married to this cousin named Elsa, so that was a new chapter in his life. So he started off with a new chapter. So that chapter coincided. What do you understand by the word coincided? Coincided means meeting something unexpectedly. It's like something that happens unexpectedly, coinciding. So, yeah. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his race to world fame, okay? And then in 1915, what happened? He published his general theory of relativity. Remember, in 1903, he proposed special theory of relativity. And now in the year 1915, he published his general theory of relativity. Okay, so he published two theories based upon relativity. One is special theory and the other is general theory. Special theory was published in the year 1903, whereas general theory was published in the year 1915. Okay, so what about this special theory? We have understood special theory has about the formula that we have learned under special theory is E equals to mc square, which tells you the relationship between mass and energy. Now let us know about the general theory of relativity. General theory of relativity is based upon the interpretation of gravity. I hope you all must have learned about gravity in your physics, so you must be well versed with this topic than what I know. Okay, so according to the theory of general theory of relativity, so based upon his readings, based upon his interpretation of gravity, Einstein had accurately calculated in advance an eclipse of the sun that happened in 1919. Okay, there was this eclipse of sun, solar eclipse. Yes, we can write it like solar eclipse. So, based upon his general theory of relativity, Einstein predicted solar eclipse which happened in the year 1919. Okay. So this solar eclipse was calculated by Einstein before only, and he told that to the media. Okay. Now what happened is, when he predicted it beforehand and it came out to be true, people were also surprised, they were also happy, and they were all astonished to know that this young person, he calculated priorly the solar eclipse that was about to happen. Okay. Then see, Einstein had correctly an eclipse of the sun. I'm reading line number 4th line. Okay, an eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. What was accurate? This theory was accurate, was proved by this solar eclipse, which was predicted by Einstein, or which was calculated by Einstein. Okay. Yes. Now Einstein had correctly calculated in advance. Okay, he did that priorly, the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. So through his calculations, he calculated the distance that is travelled by light. Okay. See, the extent to which light from the fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. Through the sun's gravitational field, how far the light from the other stars is deflected. Based upon that, he calculated general theory of relativity, and he came to know the next solar eclipse which was about to happen in 1919. So this theory was put forward in 1915 and eclipse took place in 1919. So this was done some 3 to 4 years before the solar eclipse actually happened. Okay. So the newspapers proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. Now what do you understand by the word proclaim? Please underline the word proclaim. Proclaim means publishing or saying it with great joy. Proclamation. Okay, proclamation is telling it to the world with great joy, great happiness. Okay, that is called proclamation. Okay. So the newspapers, they proclaimed his work. They said they put across his work to the entire world with lot of happiness, with lot of joy, as a scientific revolution. So this general theory of relativity was a scientific revolution at that time, and it's still now. Now also it is the same. Okay, now Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in year 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. Okay, so Einstein, he received a Nobel Prize for his work on general theory of relativity in 1921. I'll erase this so that I'll have space to write the difficult words as well as the next memorable things that happened in his life. in the text. Next is accurate. Children, all these words you need to underline in the textbook, and then once you get free time, you have to check these meanings in the dictionary, and please write down the meanings in the textbook itself with pencil. Please remember that. Deflected. Deflected, yeah, this is again a physics word, science word. Extent. Proclaim. Yes, so in paragraph number 12 you have got all these 5 difficult words, so please underline them and then you can work on them. Okay. Now paragraph number 13. Einstein received Nobel Prize for physics in 1921. Okay. So in 1921 he received Nobel Prize. Okay. Yes. And he was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world, and he was lauded by press. So because he was a Nobel Prize receiver, he was receiving great honors and he was receiving invitations to different countries from all over the world. All over the world people wanted to talk with him, they wanted to meet him in person. There are physicists all around the world, as you people know. So these physicists, they want to meet him, they want to talk with him, they want to know what he's working on in his future years. Okay, so all these things, they were so much curiosity to know about this person. Okay, and he was also lauded by press. What do you understand by the word lauded? Lauded means praise. It means to glorify a person. I think, I hope you have noted down all these 5, so I'm erasing them. Children, you please have to adjust because the board is only this much and I don't have much space to do. So those were the 5 difficult words. Now the 6th difficult word is lauded. L-A-U-D-E-D. Lauded. Okay. So that means praise, glorify. Okay. Now number 14, paragraph number 14. We'll move further. So that was happening in his career. Okay. His career was boosting up. Soon after he got, according to him or according to the biographer, soon after he got married to his cousin Elsa, his career was boosting. He received Nobel Prize in 1921. He came up with his theory, general theory of relativity in 1919, and based upon, not in 1919, in 1915, yes, in 1919, when he came up with his general theory of relativity in 1915, he accurately calculated the solar eclipse that was happening, that was about to happen in 1919. So because of all these things, his career was at peak. Yeah, so many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had. And now they were afraid, they were really afraid that Nazis may build this atomic bomb which would devastate most of the world. I mean, like a huge area. So they were really worried about that. Let's go to next paragraph. It is paragraph number 15. So at the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on August 2nd, 1939, in which he warned. Okay, at the urging, what do you understand by urging? Urging means pestering. Pestering means telling the person again and again. Urging, pleading. Okay, you can say the word pleading, urging. Now Einstein knew the ill effects of using a nuclear fission bomb, atomic bomb on a particular area, but he wasn't opening his mouth. But his friend, he pleaded him. Friend in the sense he was his colleague. Colleague means a co-worker. Remember this date? So on this date, Einstein wrote a letter to Franklin D. Roosevelt. What did he tell him? He told him a single bomb of this type in the sense atomic bomb, exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. So he is actually speaking about the impact, the disaster, the ill effect of the atomic bomb which these Germans are planning to make. Okay, so he just tried to warn this particular president, this president like Franklin D. Roosevelt about the ill effects of the atomic bomb which Germans were planning to, which Germans have already made. Okay, then what happened? His words did not fall to have an effect. Sorry, his words did not fail to have an effect. That means they did have effect. But the effect was in which way? Let us see that. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. So now that Americans came to know how much devastation these atomic bombs can make, what these people did is, okay, now Einstein is writing a letter to Franklin D. Roosevelt and he's telling that, see, atomic bomb, these people are making the atomic bomb, the Germans are actually preparing the atomic bomb. If the atomic bomb is put on one port, what happens is the port completely gets destroyed and along with that the surrounding area would also get destroyed. So that was what he wrote to Franklin D. Roosevelt. Now what did they do is they secretly planned to develop their own atomic bomb without his knowledge, without Einstein's knowledge. None of the physicists knew about it. Only the people who were working for the project knew about it. Okay, so these people have come forward with their own plans of making their atomic bomb. Now what happened? After a few years in 1945, this happened in 1939. So by 1945, Americans were ready with their nuclear bomb. Okay, so where did they drop it? We all know they dropped it on the two cities of Japan, of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So these were the two famous cities of Japan in that time which were destroyed to earth. They were completely eliminated. They were completely put down to earth. Okay, so that was really a very bad news for Einstein because he tried to warn the country against people who are actually making the bomb, but the country itself made the bomb and showed him that, see, if others are not doing it, maybe if they are doing it, we can also do the same thing. So that was what their reaction was to what he sent a letter. Now what happened? Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. So once these people came to know, these physicists like Einstein, when he came to know about the devastating thing that Americans did on Japanese cities like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he was completely shaken. He was completely so sad. He was like, he felt very helpless. Yes, he felt very helpless because he thought that Americans would use their mind and they would stop these Germans from making atomic bomb, but then they made atomic bomb and they used it against another city. So that was really a hurtful kind of feeling for Einstein. Now Einstein was deeply shaken. Why was he deeply shaken? Because of the impact that happened because of this atomic bomb. Okay, shaken by the extent of the destruction. Yes, that's what we are talking about. The extent of destruction that took place because of the atomic bomb. Then this time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. Now United Nations is a peace organization. I hope you all know that. So peace organizations are the ones which maintain peace between two countries or between the entire world, okay, the nations of the world. So he wrote a missive, a public missive. What do you understand by the word missive? Missive is something which is a long written letter, okay. It's a letter that is especially long and also it is official. So you can use this word missive when you are writing formal letters which are pretty long, okay. So he wrote a public missive. Public missive means it was not a private thing, it was a public thing. So it was about to, it has to be read out aloud, okay, out loud. So he wrote a public missive to the United Nations, okay. In it maybe he asked them to form a world organization to have peace in the world, but it was like it was just dead on their ears. It didn't went into their mind. They did not work on that. But I mean, here the author of this particular extract is comparing how his words acted upon Roosevelt and how his words acted upon the United Nations. Okay, when Roosevelt came to know about atomic bomb, he was very much worried about it, and he started constructing his own atomic bomb. But when Einstein wrote letter to United Nations did not show any kind of interest in the missive that he wrote, in a public missive that he wrote. Okay, now what happened afterwards? But over the decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. Now, even when United Nations did not pay any attention, it did not took any kind of steps to eradicate or to have peace in the world. Einstein, he was like into his struggle. So after a decade, what do you understand by the word decade? Decade means 10 years. 10 complete years you call as decade. It could be any 10 years. It could be from 2021 to 2010 or 2020 to 2029. Yeah, 2029. That is also a decade. Okay, so it has to have 10 complete years. Understood? So that is called a decade. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics. So what he thought, okay, United Nations are not taking any precautions related to it. Let me do it. Let me stand by my words. Let me do it on my own way. So he started entering politics. Okay. Then agitating for an end. Agitating means tending to cause anger. Okay. So he was causing this kind of anger among all scientists all over the world to stop using these devastating arms. Okay. Devastating arms buildup. He was already popular because he received Nobel Prize in 1921 and all countries knew who Einstein. So he started this agitation, saying their ideas, putting forward your views in the form of pamphlets or manifesting your ideas. Okay? So that's what he campaigned. He campaigned about peace and democracy. These were the two things that he campaigned. Now the last paragraph. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. So at the age of 76 in 1955, Einstein expired. He took his last breath. Then he was celebrated as a visionary and a world citizen. Why was he called a visionary and a world citizen? He was called a visionary because he had vision, and his vision was peace. His vision was world peace. Okay, even though he wrote his letter to United Nations, they did not consider it. So he started his own movement to bring in peace and democracy in the world. That's why he became a celebrated visionary and a world citizen, and he was also a scientific genius in him discovering the theory of relativity in 1950 as well as in 1903. Okay, so by this we have ended the chapter, children. We will do a quick summary of the chapter on Monday again, and then we will go with the explanation part of the question and answers, the textual question and answers. So we are done with the lesson, and then in the next class we will start with a poem, or we will look into it. I think we will start with grammar. Okay, so see you all in the next class. Thank you.